Hello, I'm Archie Luxury and welcome to the program. Today I want to talk about super luxury. That's right, super luxury. What is super luxury and why it's important? Now many viewers out there have commented about different watches they've asked me their opinion about. They've asked me about Omegas, Tag Heuers, Midos, all sorts of pieces of fucking shit. And the honest answer is you need luxury. Luxury is Patek Philippe, Jaeger-LeCoultre. Luxury is haute horologie. That's haute horologie is expensive watches. Audemars Piguet. That's a super luxury brand. And you know, the thing is there, it's not just a matter of it being a complicated watch. It needs to be a brand. The most important thing when you're choosing a wristwatch is to pick the best brand you possibly can. I mean, there's no point picking a generic piece of Swiss shit because they're just absolute fucking garbage. The whole thing with horology is it needs to be a classy, expensive brand. No point having a rainbow brand watch even if it's got complications, because it's just a piece of shit. And as I stressed in many of my videos there, Patek Philippe, I believe, is the king of wristwatches. It's the ultimate brand to have. And, you know, when you're a watch collector itself, I'm not saying you should only collect Patek Philippe's. I mean, that'd be great. But, you know, you need to have some variety in your collection. What ideally you want to do is you want to have a watch for most situations to cover the bases. I mean, you need a good dress watch. A dress watch, that's when you're going to a funeral, a wedding, a job interview, when you're facing trial for embezzlement. That's where you need a good dress watch. You know, the next type of watch you need is a good watch for work. I call this a smart steel watch. And that's something that's not a sports watch. I mean, this watch can go with a suit, but it's going to do everyday tasks on your job. You can wear it every day. It'll have a date feature. It'll be made of a fairly robust type metal like steel, and it also would it'd be a watch which has got some water resistance there. The next watch is a true sports watch, and I honestly believe everyone needs a true sports watch. If you're taking, you know, if you're going swimming, if you're you know, doing something manly and anything that requires lycra or a bicycle, you know, you need a sports watch. And to top that all off, you then need a sports chronograph. And a sports chronograph is a watch you can wear with a timing mechanism in it. And then, as I've said there in many of my videos, you need the bordello watch, the watch you can wear when you're making love. And this is a watch that you don't even know you're wearing, but it's there to give you timings. So that's my talk on watches. Now let's talk about super luxury. Super luxury. Well, super luxury, you know, it can be any number of brands. Lange one is a great brand. That's the Germans. That's the Nazis. Don't mention the war, by the way. Okay, don't mention the war. But I mean, Lange's a great brand. It's not Swiss, but it has many horological, you know, achievements in that brand there itself. A super luxury watch. I mean, there's no point having a watch full of shitty Omegas or a watch of Tag Heuer. You want some diversity. And with super luxury watches, you know, we're not. You know, it's like saying, the best way I could put it is compare this to cars. You would say a sports car is a Mazda Miata, a Mazda MX-5. But it's not the same class of car as a Ferrari. A Ferrari is a supercar. And that's what I'm talking about. Super luxury. Super luxury is not like your everyday Rolex, which would be your Mercedes-Benz type watch. Your super luxury is the Bentley, the Rolls-Royce, the Ferrari. And this is what I'm talking about. You need to have a super luxury watch. You don't need to have your whole collection consisting of super luxury, but it's good to have one or two super luxury pieces. And, you know, there's good reasons for that there. talking about super luxury, you know, you've got to understand the reasons why a watch is super luxury. Why is a brand like Vacheron and Constantin special? Why is a brand like Patek Philippe special? Why is, you know, any number of these brands so damn expensive? The reason is they are all finely tuned pieces. They're not mass-produced pieces of shit. They're all done mostly by hand, and they're done in a precious metal. They're just gorgeous pieces. I mean, to be a Holy Trinity member, the Holy Trinity, Vacheron, Constantin, Patek Philippe, and Audemars Piguet, they really know their shit. They know how to put a watch together, and you're really paying for that craftsmanship in a super luxury watch. But a super luxury watch is more than just a fancy name on the dial. It's how the movement's finished. It's how the case is done. Everything about it, design elements about the piece is so important. And super luxury is super luxury. And I honestly believe every person in this day and age should have a super luxury watch. Whether it's a Patek Calatrava, that's a super luxury watch. Whether it's a Vacheron and Constantin. You know, there's a whole host of brands that the enthusiast can collect. But super luxury is the way to go. You need a super luxury watch. There's no point in having all Rolexes, all Omegas. You've got to have a super luxury piece. And super luxury is the premium brand. For me, I think Patek Philippe is the epitome of super luxury. And it's quite affordable. We've never been so wealthy in this day and age. I mean, I'm a fairly I'd say if someone said to me, "What's Archie? What class do you belong to?" And I'd say, "Well, I'm working class. I work for a living, and I got class. I'm working class." And I mean, you look at it. I've got a humble collection, but you know, if you go back in time, these type of collections were the collections of gentry. But you know, you look at the swearing that Archie carries on with. There's no fucking gentry with that Archie character. And this is the whole thing. We've never been so rich in society. And $10,000 gets you a super luxury watch. You can even get a super luxury watch $5,000, $6,000. Okay, these are all pre-owned, but you know, be a bit savvy, and you can have a super luxury watch. Everyone deserves a super luxury watch, and the whole point about super luxury is it's the best of the best. It's super luxury. It's just the best. And the whole thing with owning beautiful things is that you've got an heirloom piece. I mean, you think about it. How many things for $10,000 do you know will still be around in 100 years' time? Are there around for that price that are going to be cherished in 100 years' time? How many things for $10,000 do you know that your kids will fucking fight tooth and nail to steal from each other? And this is the whole thing. A super luxury watch fits that bill perfectly. And it's something that's got years and years of life left in it. Something that's going to be a treasured heirloom. I mean, $10,000, what do you get? A shitty car for that. A shitty pre-owned car. That's about all you'd get for it. But for that sort of money, you could get a super luxury watch. And, you know, Patek, what does a decent Patek cost? Well, $3,919. I've seen them in price from anywhere from, you know, low sevens up to $12,000. In Patek itself, a whole range of ladies' pieces, of course, are available for under 10. In men's pieces, if you're prepared to go for a 50s or 60s piece, there's heaps and heaps of choices there. And they're all good watches. Breguet, ultimate brand, one of the ultimate brands, one of the founding brands in horology itself. You can get a decent Breguet for under $10,000. And this is the thing, super luxury has never been so affordable. Whilst all the wankers are swanning over Panerais, they're swanning over vintage Rolexes, get into super luxury. And nothing is quite like a super luxury watch. And this is the whole thing. It's never been so affordable as it is now. I mean, we're talking pre-Chinese boom. The Chinese are getting to be savvy fuckers, and they're buying all the valuable pieces. But if you jump in now, get a few pieces for yourself, you're going to have a below $10,000 piece, which is fucking amazing. and this is it, super luxury. I mean, you know, Patek, how could it, you know, a brand like that there, $10,000 get you some beautiful pieces. Okay, it doesn't get you an annual calendar, but hey, for 10 grand you could get a lovely Patek. For $15,000 you get a gorgeous Patek. For $20,000 you'll get a fuck off Patek. And this is the whole thing. There's so many super luxury pieces that are on the market and they're available for you to snatch. And this is the thing, every collector needs a super luxury piece. Super luxury. Something that not every bastard has. Something that's discreet, something that's fucking special, and something only you know how fuck off the piece is. And I mean, look, you don't need to spend $1 million to get this type of piece. Although it obviously would fucking help. I mean, more money you have, hey, the merrier. You know, whoever said money can't buy happiness obviously wasn't a fucking watch collector. But I mean, let's be truthful there. You know, if you've got a bit of nous about you and you start looking around at some decent pieces and you're prepared to forgo basic necessities like decent clothing, a decent car, and some food occasionally, you can get a really fucking nice piece. And let's have a think about it there. You know, if you wanted a decent Vacheron and Constantine, you know, decent VC, what's it going to set you back? 10,000, 12,000 bucks, 15,000 bucks, you get a fucking stunner, absolute stunner, $15,000, and I mean it's going to last a lifetime. You know, it's a piece that's a fucking heirloom. You know, Napoleon Bonaparte had a fucking Vacheron. And this is the thing, you know, you get a piece like this, it's going to last you forever. How many other things do you know for $15,000 are going to be so fucking sexy and horny to have there? And the other thing is that these pieces here really hold their value fairly well. I mean, you buy a beautiful piece, it's not going to fucking lose value. It will keep pace with inflation and your investment is protected. Get yourself a gorgeous Patek Philippe, you know, a gorgeous Patek automatic. I mean, that's just an ultimate piece to have there. What are you going to be looking at? $12,000 to $20,000 for a gorgeous piece. I mean, you know, that's a modern size, a modern piece. I mean, how much fucking better does it get than that? That's just a gorgeous piece. And I mean, there are heaps and heaps of examples of beautiful pieces you can get for reasonable money. I mean, if you've got more, you can get an annual calendar. Or you can get a beautiful vintage piece. There's some rare stunners. The best advice I can give you is stay away from quartz and look out for some rare stunners that are there. And I mean, with vintage watches, they're only going to go up in price. They're only going to become scarcer and rarer. And you know, even though I hate the Germans, you know, a Lange one has got a lot of sense. You can get a Lange one, you know, around the 20 to 30 grand mark. I mean, that's not bad for a handmade Lange. Okay, I don't like the Germans. Okay, my ancestor. I'm not Jewish, but my grandfather was a German PO. You know, he was a fucking POW. He was in the Russian army, and the fucking Germans, you know, surrounded them, and you know, that's why I'm a little bit bitter about it there. And you know, I hope you can understand why I am a bit bitter towards the Germans. But they make some wonderful fuckers, great pieces, and this is the thing. There've never been a time where wages for average people have been this high, and average people can own this really amazing fuck-off stuff, as long as you know what the fuck-off brands are to get. If you know what the fuck-off brands are, you can easily get some beautiful heirlooms. A Vacheron, an automatic Vacheron from the 60s, wouldn't that be a sexy piece to have? With a Geneva seal and all, you know, that's gorgeous. Maybe a Patek Calatrava with a gold bracelet. Now, you know, this is an absolutely amazing piece. It's you'd probably be looking somewhere between the 20 to 30 grand mark, but that's not out of the question. I've seen a 5127 for similar money, and you know, slightly smaller ones would be a little bit less. And I mean, a Patek on a gold bracelet. I mean, does it get any more fucking better than that? When you go to heaven, Jesus wears Patek. I mean, that's the strength of the brand. I believe St. Peter also, he's a bit of a Breguet fan, but I mean, these brands are so fucking amazing. Why would you want to collect Panerai, mediocre shit like that, when you can have super, super luxury? Super luxury, and I mean the epitome of super luxury is Patek. And, some of these other brands, all the brands you're seeing in these clips here are absolute fucking stunning suckers. They're all stunning critters, and they're out there ready for you to grab and to cherish and to worship. And I mean, let's be honest now. These pieces in their day, these are expensive fuckers. You could, on the pre-owned market, they're quite reasonable. You're not going to lose any money. They're a sound investment. And, they're just the ultimate fuck-off piece to have. When your boss gives you a hard time at work, you can just look at your Patek and say, fuck you, I got a Patek. Most cases the boss wouldn't even know what a Patek is. And, that's just how life is there. But super luxury is a special thing. And I got to tell you, why you got to get into super luxury. You don't need to have all super luxury pieces, but one or two sexy stunners, that's all you need. And that will last you an absolute lifetime of pleasure and joy. And it's just, it's an air of superiority nothing else can come close to. I mean, if you buy a Rolls Royce, it hasn't got the same air of superiority as a classic vintage wristwatch does. I mean, a Rolls Royce in 10 years time, maybe 20 or 30 years time, it's sort of had it. It's fucked, expensive running costs, expensive repairs, especially with that fucking V12 BMW engine. The repairs would be fucking horrendous. But I mean, let's be honest, a super luxury watch is affordable to most people. And you don't need to be upper class. You can working class or middle class. You can afford this stuff. And decent watches are just absolute available and absolute killing. And I personally, if you've got any doubts about collecting or you're not sure, go and get yourself a fucking super luxury watch. You will never ever regret it. A super luxury watch defines your personality. It says to the world who you are and where you're going. And they're just absolutely gorgeous critters. That's all I can say. Absolutely gorgeous, sexy critters, super luxury, and it just defines who you are as a person. And it's something that you're guaranteed to have a big fight with the children and your ancestors. They'll all be fighting over this super luxury stuff, and it's going to be fun to watch. So look, if you've got the chance, please go and get yourself a super luxury watch. I'm not saying all your watches need to be super luxury, but have one or two. A beautiful Patek, and say something else like a Jaeger-LeCoultre or an Audemars Piguet, a Vacheron and Constantin. That sort of thinking is something that is just special. It's just a gorgeous piece to behold there. And you can always get your money back. You buy quality, it will always pay dividends. And this is the whole thing. Please, if you've got a chance, if you're looking for a super watch to get a super luxury watch. Don't be shy, don't be bashful. Get the best you can afford, and you will never ever regret it. This is advice from Archie. So please, this is the. I just wanted to, fess up and just give people some direction. I've had so many dickhead questions lately about fucked brands, and this is the truth. Get yourself a super luxury piece, and you will never ever regret it. I'm Archie Luxury, and stay tuned to the Archie Luxury channel in 2012. Goodbye!